All right, let's go ahead and get into our market analysis and our major market indicators for daily video. So we're going to start here, and of course, as always, we'll start in the S&P 500 as we look to really kind of analyze what happened today in the market. As you can see over here, we were up 376 and we're up a little bit after hours. We did see a major decrease in volatility, but let's just go ahead and take a look technically at our charts. Okay, so we have closed over a couple of major moving averages that I think are important to talk about, but we did get rejected at another, and so we want to spend some time thinking through what that means. So we closed over our 9 EMA with conviction. So I certainly think that that is a bullish. We closed over our 21 EMA, but just barely. Now we were rejected essentially at the 50. All right, rejected essentially at the 50. And so we're going to come back to this. And of course, we're well above our 200. Now, so let's talk about this. Over the 21 and the 9 are bullish from an EMA perspective. However, there are two things that give me significant pause as we're looking at the market. The first is that we were essentially rejected at the 50, okay? And so bulls couldn't get over the 50, all right? The other thing that to me is not quite as bullish as being up 0.86% would suggest is the fact that we have this very long 3-point, there's a percentage wick here. So let's go intraday, 5-day, 5-minute. And so we saw this massive gap up, really just rode this 5-minute 50 SMA all evening. And then we see a high 10-15, and then we sell off for the rest of the day. As soon as we lose this 50, it was turned into a bearish trade. And again, we rode the 50 down, we rode the 21 SMA down. And so we rode those down. And so that's bearish to me. Okay. And so I think that as we're looking at this chart, we need to really be careful to not get too super excited about today's price action. Okay. Don't get too super excited about today's price action. If we want to see a continued bullish move, I think that we need this 435 level to stick. So I think that this is an important level right now. In fact, we'll just go ahead and add a price tool at essentially what I see as a major area of support that we don't want to lose. So we want to close over this area moving forward. Okay. And I also want to see us keep these moving averages. Okay. So I want to see us keep this 9 EMA and 21 EMA. I want to see us keep that. And ideally, I'd like for us to challenge this 50 SMA. Okay. I think if we challenge this 50 SMA and we break through it, that is also significantly bullish for me. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm watching here on the S&P 500. And of course, that does represent our major market, small caps, repetitive record. You've heard me saying this for a year, still on the channel, long wick. We did close over all the moving averages, but again, it doesn't take a lot when they're so muddied together. Our Qs are here. Again, same idea, major gap up, but then we see this really long wick, and so we want to pay attention to that. Same thing. Same thing for our Dow Industrial, long wick, significant gap up. Okay, let's take a look at volatility. We talked about this right here. I wanted to see us close under this with conviction. We saw that. So we certainly saw us close under really this area, right? And that'll be the resistance again. For the sake of our short volatility positions, I would like to see us continue to move down. Of course, we'll see what happens over the next couple of days, but we did see a nice bearish candle on the VIX, which is good for equities. VXX then Again, really nice down. And one of the things that I do think is important and bullish here is even though we saw a S&P 500 with a long wick and a Qs with a long wick, we did not see a long wick on the bottom of this. And so volatility closed towards the lows. Okay. And so that is certainly bullish for equities. Same idea here, a little bit longer of a wick, but that's just the kind of inherent volatility. We do want to see this close below now 2021. I'd like to see it close below 21 tomorrow, and I will begin feeling pretty good. Okay, so nothing other here that I'm super interested in noting. Let's go to our trading strategy to talk through a couple of key key securities that we like to talk about, including gold. I also want to talk about China. So gold, again, range bound here in gold, long wick and a retrace throughout the day. FXI and China. This is important. So a major move, right? 4% in the Chinese market. Okay, so we saw a low here. We didn't break down, which is good. We talked about if we break down, I don't see another major level of support for a while. And so we will put a drawing here as a temporary low. And the next real resistance that I see is up here at 42.50. And so we've got quite a bit of room to run if China wants to run. Of course, there's so many geopolitical concerns there. Now, related, we did see a major move in emerging markets. So 2% in emerging markets, similar. So I do think we can put a line there as future support. We saw very similar here. So very similar line there. Okay, so we saw that as good double support. Okay, other than that, there isn't really anything that I'm super interested in talking through right now. We'll do a full recap of these, but those are the two. So gold caught my attention, China caught my attention, and emerging markets caught my attention today as making sure that we certainly talked about, if we're going to continue to see moves, we do have room for a lot of these securities to run. So we just need to see now if we're going to continue to see follow through on this, and we're back to the S&P. We want to see if we're going to see follow through or if we're going to have levels of resistance here. Okay. Now, if you have any questions at all, reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN @SellThatOption, or hit me up in the Discord channel. And as always, happy trading.